Good afternoon, YouTube family. South Texas Prepper here. Today's October the 17th, 2024. Guys, I've been wanting to talk about, for the past few days, it came out, I'm pretty sure y'all already know, about the Department of Defense Directive 5240-01, I believe. So, of course, this is very concerning. Just for the fact that what it entails, right? Basically, it allows the military to engage in police actions against the American people. So, back in the early 2000s, 2010s, we would see, at least I would see videos about what was it, InfoWars and Alex Jones and people like that, when really the internet really started, people started getting a lot of information over the web, right? And one of the things was about how the government was overreaching and things of that nature. And people like to call us conspiracy theorists, or people that were trying to send that message, like with the FEMA camps, FEMA coffins, and I'm not sure if y'all remember, but when I first woke up, those were the things that were really catching my interest. And it's kind of funny because I guess people don't really, I don't know if they didn't know or they just didn't pay attention, but or they just accepted it as, it's necessary. But remember, the government passed the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, as well as the Patriot Act after 9/11, the events of 9/11. And so all these things, guys, with the Directive 5240-01, whatever it is, I think all of these things put together spell really bad things for the American people. I'm gonna leave a link in the I'm gonna leave a couple of links in the description. One of them is PrepperNow did a pretty good analysis about what he thinks this directive means, and he's pretty close, kind of to what I was thinking. He just feels that, so he feels that it's a framework has to be put in place in order for, like, let's say there is a major push against the government, or maybe states wanting to secede, that where the military has to be called in. There has to be some kind of something on paper, right, that allows the military to engage the American people like that, to where they can kill, direct combat, right, or in a police action, lethal force, things of that nature. I have a lot of friends, colleagues that I've talked to, and they've asked me, like, well, how can this thing or that thing happen? How can they do that? Well, even in a tyrannical government, guys, like, let's say China, back in Iraq when Saddam Hussein was there, or pick your tyrannical government, Pol Pot in Cambodia, Idi Amin in where, Uganda, I think it was Uganda. But all of these governments, all of these regimes passed laws that allowed them to put people in jail, to send them to re-education camps. The old Soviet Union, right, under Lenin and Stalin, they all had laws that were on the books that allowed them to do this thing or that thing, even though it was tyrannical in nature. It has to be codified into a law. And so, it shouldn't be surprising. So where I differ from like PrepperNow, where I differ is that, he feels that that it's more like, so that in case something kicks off, the government can send in the military to put down a resurrection, maybe, or maybe states are trying to trying to secede from the union or whatever. Now, this is my analysis of what I see going on. The way I see it is that, and it kind of ties into what was going on in North Carolina and Tennessee with the debacle of FEMA China, or when they send in FEMA after the hurricane, while all the work was being done by the people, all the important work, all the good work, the supplies were being done by the people, by the neighbors, and all that. FEMA just basically got in the way and just put their bureaucratic red tape all over the place, and it pissed people off. Then there was a story this past week about how the National Guard made some kind of comment that they had ran into some militia, and the militia had said that they were trying to hunt. They were looking for FEMA. They were hunting down FEMA personnel because they were getting in the way. So I wasn't there, guys, but there are a lot of people, reputable people that were there, people that live there, and they basically say, they straight out say, not basically, but they say that FEMA got in the way and really hindered them receiving help. They commandeered supplies because they're the government or whatever, and they really hurt a lot of people. And so I believe that this is an example of the Hegelian dialectic. I believe that they're using the people's anger toward government officials or whatever. They're using that to justify, okay, you know what, these people are getting violent or whatever, so we have to protect the personnel or whatever, so we need to send them in the military. I mean, in a manner of speaking, I believe that they're using this to justify them passing this directive, a law, I don't know what you call it, which to me, they shouldn't be able to do that. We all know that when the government is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it's the right of the people to change it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, guys, there's too many law enforcement that have sold out. I mean, they're gonna go with their paychecks. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in my city right now in San Antonio. There was just a video released by Jailbreak Overlander, otherwise known as Richie from Boston, about how and this had come out before, there's a couple of there's like a center, right, where they're processing illegals out into the rest of the country. I don't know where they're sending them, and there's SAPD working security there, off duty, supposedly off duty, yet they're in uniform and using SAPD vehicles. From what I understand, they're also allowing illegal aliens to get into the military, offering citizenship if they go into the military. So all of these different factors really mesh well with logically go well with this directive. You have people, I used to ask, well, would the military really fire on American citizens? Would they really do that? Let me tell you something, guys. Yes, they would, because I know I have family members that served in the military, and they would talk to there's guys, not all of them, but especially the youngsters, right? Young kids, they will do what they're told, and especially if they're given permission to use their weapons to kill people, I mean, this new generation, guys, is they will do it. They will fire on American people, on their fellow citizens, on their fellow Americans, even though it's unlawful. It might be legal, right, because they're getting direct orders, but it's unlawful. They are unlawful orders. So that's being passed, I see it as yet another tool for the government to be able to put their boot on our necks. That's the way I see it. It gives them, kind of like legal standing, a law to back up their actions. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I would think that cooler heads would prevail. That there's too many people that know the difference between right and wrong, moral and immoral. Better people than me. You know, people that are in higher positions than me that would stand up for what is right. But the way I see it, people, you know, they've allowed too many things to happen, and they've never said anything. But it's getting to the point where either you're gonna stand up and say something, or you're just gonna go ahead and just cower in your home and just do what you're told. You're just gonna do what you're told because you don't want no trouble, or you don't want the black SUVs pulling up your driveway, and these guys in suits, or you know, cops dressed in tactical gear going up to your house and pulling you out of your home, you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Because you're afraid that'll happen. There's a lot of things that I would have said before that it can't happen, but with everything that's going on right now, especially that I think that I feel like they're gonna change the money system somehow, and people are gonna flip out, and I think that's gonna bring in a lot of civil unrest. The election's coming up. Whoever wins, there's gonna be a side that's not happy. They're gonna complain, and that might kick off civil unrest as well. So this law, either way, guys, in summation, this law is not good. Our directive from the Department of Defense, it's not good. They shouldn't give the military that kind of power. If the military was going to be used, they should have done it when they basically hijacked the election the last time, or at least in my opinion. That's when it should have been used. But they're supposed to stay out of it. They're supposed to stay out of politics. Okay. So my opinion, it's not good. Not good at all, because it's the first time in all the years that we've talked about, you know, conspiracy theories, you know, FEMA camps, and they're gonna round up American citizens that, you know, aren't doing what they're told, or that speak out against the government. Before, you could have said there could have been plausible deniability that no, that can't happen, you know, there's no way, you know, or whatever. But with this new directive, again, along with the NDAA and the Patriot Act, it gives them like a legal standing to do what they want to do. So that's just my opinion, guys, but it's an educated opinion, and especially when you put it together with everything that's going on. You have foreign nationals on U.S. soil, men of fighting age, being allowed into the military, in some cases being allowed into law enforcement, and that's not good. I don't understand how, you know, law enforcement can stand by and like see this happening, all these things, all this human trafficking, and you know, all these people coming in illegally into the country, and them just standing by. But I mean, I guess if the paycheck's good enough, I mean, if they're getting paid, you know, you're gonna sell out, which is what they're doing. Those people, the sellouts, are the easiest ones to control, because they'll do anything for money. The people that actually are gonna stand on their integrity and stand by their beliefs, and you know, a person that can't be bought, that's gonna be problems. And so I'm hoping that a lot of American people will stand up for what's right, and will do what's right. And you know, some people they're afraid of death, you know. They're afraid of hardship, you know, but you gotta stand up for what's right, guys. I think about my grandkids and my kids and the future that they're gonna have, and I feel really bad. I feel that's why I speak out the way I speak out, and I live the way I live, because I want to be an example. And at least for my part, I know I can look at myself in the mirror and say truthfully that I never sold out, that I always try to do what was right. So anyway, guys, you know, just be preparing, pay off debt if you can. Just be preparing. for hardships that are coming, possible hardships that are coming, and just be prepared. You know what I mean? Live your life. You know, we're still living life. I have my the things that I like to do, my distractions, you know, that I allow myself. I love college football, poke 'em horns, you know what I mean? I love the Longhorns. I like watching college football. That's what I allow myself. So live life, guys. Go have fun. Take your family out, but at the same time, take care of business. Always take care of business first. So be taking care of what you need to take care of, and you know, hopefully things will work out. But in the meantime, you prepare so that you can hedge your bets. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.